look back, think forward. The slogan of the year 1414 is just brilliant, because even though it's already 100 years ago that the First World War happened, you see nowadays that something similar is happening again. So this is the perfect time to look at the events of the past and think, how do we want to build our future?
When I think about what the war used to mean to me, it represented uncomprehendable suffering. I would say it was a situation so far removed from my current experiences that I don't think I would ever be able to truly understand what it meant to live at that time.
What I associate with the World War I is that my family got really into it because, I don't know, one of my great grandfathers lost his brother, and I think that was quite interesting because he wrote a diary about it.
When he advanced to the trenches, he really faced his enemy, and he had his gun like this. But when he saw his opponent, he lowered his gun and showed the opponent that he would shoot. And with all the pressure that was upon his shoulders, with all the pressure he must have felt at that moment, he decided not to shoot. And what I find so compelling of this story is that the opponent, the enemy as well, lowered his gun and decided not to shoot. And this is how he survived World War I.
I came to HistoryCampus to see how other nations reflect the history of the First World War and what role it plays in their national historical memory.
I came to Berlin to HistoryCampus to show everybody my grandfather, Leon Żurkowski. I have emotional attitude to First World War because of my ancestor who participated in it. He fought in Russian army.
History can also be constructed so we can get a better overview of where we need to make improvements in the future and where we made mistakes as well.
As I said, I'm from Austria, the former Austrian-Hungarian Empire, which collapsed after the First World War in 1918. After the assassination of Franz Ferdinand and his wife Duchess of Kronberg in Sarajevo, the Austrian-Hungarian Empire declared war against Serbia, and thus has a responsibility for the First World War.
And I associate with World War I my personal national identity. This is my great-grandfather who was born in Duisburg as a German, moved to Silesia, where then my grandfather was born, my mother was born. She grew up speaking a dialect of Polish, and this shaped a lot of my identity as borders were moved after the First World War and Silesia became part of Poland after the wars. And so I'm torn between the question, am I really German, or am I kind of German with a migration background, or am I maybe a little Polish or whatever?
History is often constructed to support certain national narratives. So that's why also national narratives are only national, not international, and history is constructed in a national way. For example, as a legitimation for certain actions the state will take, or in a way to glorify the past and to justify future events.
My region got influenced by First World War in the worst way ever, because it was followed by quite a lot of violence, and we had a hard way finding back into friendship, and that's the European friendship we have to protect today.
We have to understand it in order to how to say it, to forgive it.